Mario Draghi Omri is an Italian economist, banker, academic and civil servant who has been serving as Prime Minister of Italy since 13 February 2021. He previously served as President of the European Central Bank from 2011 until 2019. Draghi was also chair of the Financial Stability Board from 2009 to 2011 and governor of the Bank of Italy from 2006 to 2011. After a lengthy career as an academic economist in Italy, Draghi worked for the World Bank in Washington, D.C. throughout the 1980s, and in 1991 returned to Rome to become Director General of the Italian Treasury. He left that role after a decade to join Goldman Sachs, where he remained until his appointment as Governor of the Bank of Italy in 2006. His tenure as governor coincided with the 2008 Great Recession. And in the midst of this he was selected to become the first chair of the Financial Stability Board, the global standard setter that replaced the Financial Stability Forum. He left those roles after his nomination by the European Council in 2011 to serve as President of the European Central Bank. He presided over the institution during the Eurozone crisis, becoming famous throughout Europe for saying that he would be prepared to do whatever it takes to prevent the euro from failing. In 2014, Draghi was listed by Forbes magazine as the 8th most powerful person in the world. In 2015, Fortune magazine ranked him as the world's second greatest leader. In 2019, Paul Krugman described him as the greatest central banker of modern times. Moreover, thanks to his monetary policies, he is widely considered the savior of the euro during the European debt crisis. After Draghi's term as ECB president ended in 2019, he initially returned to private life. On 3 February 2021, in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, Draghi was invited by Italian President Sergio Mattarella to form a government of national unity, following the resignation of Giuseppe Conte. After successful negotiations with parties including the League, the Five Star Movement, the Democratic Party and Forza Italia, Draghi was sworn in as Prime Minister on 13 February, pledging to oversee effective implementation of COVID-19 economic stimulus. Mario Draghi was born in Rome in 1947 to an upper-class family. His father Carlo, who was born in Padua, first joined the Bank of Italy in 1922, and later worked for the Institute for Industrial Reconstruction and for the Banca Nazionale del Lavoro, while his mother, Gilda Mancini, who was born in Monteverdi, Campania, near Avellino, was a pharmacist. He is the eldest of 3 children: Andrina, an art historian, and Marcello, an entrepreneur. When he was 15 years old he lost his father, who was born in 1895, and soon after at 19 he lost his mother. Draghi studied at the Massimiliano Massimo Institute, a Jesuit school in Rome, where he was a classmate of the future chairman of Ferrari, Luca Cordero di Montezemolo, and the future television presenter, Giancarlo Magali. In 1970, he graduated with honors in economics at the Sapienza University of Rome, under the supervision of Keynesian economist Federico Caffé. His graduation dissertation was titled, Economic Integration and the Variation of Exchange Rates. In his dissertation, Draghi was particularly critical of Luxembourg Prime Minister Pierre Werner's remarks that European monetary union was premature. Draghi went on to earn a PhD in economics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1976, this time with a dissertation titled, Essays on Economic Theory and Applications, under the supervision of Franco Modigliani and Robert Solow. From 1975 to 1981, Draghi was first professor of economic and financial policy at the University of Trento, then of macroeconomics at the University of Padua, and later of mathematical economics at the University of Venice. In 1981, he was appointed professor of economic and monetary policy at the University of Florence, a position that he held until 1994. During this time, he also spent time as a consultant at the World Bank in Washington, D.C. In 1983, Draghi was also appointed a counselor to then Minister of Treasury Giovanni Goria. In 1991, Minister of Treasury Guido Cali and Bank of Italy Governor Carlo Azeglio Ciampi appointed Draghi as Director General of the Italian Treasury. Draghi held this senior position in the civil service until 2001. During his time at the Treasury, he chaired the committee that revised Italian corporate and financial legislation and drafted the law that continues to govern Italian financial markets. Draghi was also among the main proponents of the privatizations of many state-owned companies which occurred in the Italian economy through the 1990s. He also chaired the management committee of SACE, implementing a complete reformation of the group and managing the transition from the money pulite corruption scandal. Draghi returned to chair SACE between 1998 and 2001. Before the subsequent privatization. During these years,